We're taking a trip back in time today to discuss femininity and masculinity. Muhammad Ali gives his take, as do some experts from the time. Let's check it out. All right, let's jump into it. Muhammad Ali and Billie Jean King, and it's a femininity and masculinity debate.
We cut away. Susie Chaffee had something she wanted to say to Muhammad. What is that?
I'm surprised at you, Muhammad. We were just talking about men and women
Muhammad.
roles and how men and women can complement each other and end all this fighting, and men and women have different strengths. And you just told me that, and all of a sudden...
He has an image, too.
Let me ask you something. Is not strength the ability to be able to compliment someone, to be positive, to pat on the back, to be given, not hanging on to and...
I agree with her. Yeah, that's true. That's what I believe strength is, right? Being loud and aggressive and dominant. Anybody can do that, right? Anybody can pound their chest and let their emotions control how they behave. But being restrained, that's difficult.
Showing dominance.
And being kind in the face of maybe meanness, that's difficult.
Those are
That's hard to do.
all weaknesses, aren't they, Muhammad?
Well, you don't have to show dominance if you know you're in control. You understand?
I can't say a word. I'm sitting next to him.
Can I ask a
Yes, Marcia.
do you feel that women should play this destructive femininity game, which is the title of our book? Should they pretend to be frail and weak and say, "Oh, you big helpless man"?
I'll be honest.
Yeah.
Now, I think that everything that God created, anything valuable and worthwhile is hard to attain.
I respect that. I like that stance as well. It's true. If it was easy, everybody would do it. That's what my high school football coach used to tell me. Tell us, right? If it was easy, everybody would do it. It wouldn't be special.
To see. Now, I think diamonds, you can't get diamonds too easy. You have to dig deep into God's earth, and you have to hunt, and you have to shape them and carve them. And when I take a diamond, and I go to bed at night, if I have something precious, I almost can wake up. I know where it is when I lay it down. Before man strikes all, America needs all bad. And everybody's talking about all type trouble. And to get that all, you have to go to other countries. You have to dig deep. Sometimes you miss, and sometimes you get it. Gold. A lot of times you go and you never find it.
Get to the point. I'm kidding. Women, are you saying that women are like diamonds that
I'm
have
saying that my woman to me is more precious than gold, more precious than oil, more precious than diamonds.
But would she-
and I think she should be at home doing her
Snap
thing.
out of it.
But wouldn't she?
Shouldn't be out there.
Now, would she be less precious if she were out?
See, but you look how she just is yelling and being obnoxious. Shut up. Hear him out. Let's see what he's saying.
Playing tennis with you?
I'm not talking tennis players.
we don't get personal
I'm
here,
not talking about the ordinary man. And I think that he would want his woman to be dressed in a way where when she bend over, the man can't see her underpants
No,
or something.
that has nothing to do with it, you see. That's an important, because it doesn't matter, you see.
Right, fellas?
It's not the clothes, it's not.
You just jump up.
The point is not the way you're dressed, it's what you are inside.
It's not that. Everything.
Yeah, but then why sexualize yourself? If that's the case, right? If it's about what's going on inside, then why sexualize yourself? Why show off the bosom and the glutes? You know what I'm saying? That's it's hypocrisy to say that. Oh, don't look at me like a piece of meat, even though I'm showing and flaunting my meat. My personality is what counts, guys. No, I'm kidding. It's just ridiculous.
Everything that causes a bad idea can be bad. I don't think you should put a dog in a meat house and he's starving and let all the meat hang in there. Don't you eat that meat.
You see, there's no
And it's nature for men
difference.
to like
Are you
women.
comparing women with dogs?
No, I'm
It's nature for women to like men.
Well, in his analogy, men were the dogs and women were the meat. I don't love that. It's a little bit misogynistic, right? But I guess in fucking 1940 or whenever this was filmed, it was acceptable. But I mean, look, it's still, the point stands. If you're flaunting it, that's clearly you want people. You know what I mean? What do you think is gonna happen? Oh, we do it for women. We do it for ourselves. It's comfortable. Okay, I mean, it's comfortable for me too. I'd love to be naked all the time. My nuts would have more breathing room. It's not acceptable in society, right? Showing your parts. If that's what you're gonna do, clearly, it's gonna draw that attention. You got to know that.
Very obscure points here.
I didn't know that I don't think that's what this debate is about, right? But it's still.
Very.
That she'll take care care of herself and come back to you?
No, because I know too many of them that are married that they don't have that. They come around me.
To find someone as beautiful inside as you are that can handle
Mike,
it.
come on.
It seems to me that either you're very
This is not a debate. They're flirting. I mean,
insecure.
1970.
Anybody who has to
I would
speak.
say it's really a racial thing because the white women and the black women, and the white men and the black men, we have two different problems. See, our problem is getting together with our women and working together for freedom, justice, and equality, and respecting one another and respecting our women. See, so our women today want to be with the man where she's been away so long, and she want to stay home. She want to work with him so he can go out and fight and work and do, which we need to do as a nation. So you all maybe want to get free from your man for certain reasons. See, but we are not like it. See?
I want the whole room.
fair. Wow. By the way, Shorty's tough, bro. Oh my God. Woo!
It's not freedom from a man. It's just that women have rights just as men do. They're human beings. They have just as good minds, just as many ambitions.
What do you say women should do?
I think there should be a lady president. We know where the tapes were.
Yes, doctor. And you know where they be?
I mean, yeah, that's fair. What she's saying substantively is fair, right? Obviously, like, women should have equal rights. I don't think anybody's debating that. I'm interested in where this goes.
She'd probably find them in her purse.
That's right. What did Muhammad Marshall? You were saying he had something terrific going on in the green
Well,
room.
you were making some marvelous plays on words. You were actually being a women's liberationist back in the dressing room, and now you're different on camera. You were saying that all these words like it's a hysterect when a woman has to go into the hospital for an
I was talking about, I heard a fella saying something once on some news media, even here in Philadelphia. He said, I don't blame the women and the liberation movement. He said, too many things are named after men. Men get too much praise. If a man goes off and buy a big old home, they call it a mansion. They don't call it a shisha. Then he said, if a man, they name bad things after women like hurricanes. You never heard of a hurricane named Bob or George. It's always Debbie or Carol or Sue. And then he said, I think what they should do, he said they should take he said if a woman does something great in history, they don't call it her story, they call it his story. And he kept talking about hysterectomies and hernias.
No, a hernia would be. That I'd like to get rid of.
Then he said, I think what they should do is at all the airports and all the offices, take the restroom signs that says men and women, take them all down and let everybody go where they want to go. Then he said, amen. I mean, every woman.
That shit was ass.
Is it true? Is it true?
Why is this guy talking about femininity and masculinity? He's a boxer, bro. Do you even have the brain cells left to be required, to be talking about stuff like this?
So, Marcia and Doctor, that men are in general in favor of the movement?
Well, wherever I've gone, and Marcia has too, we find that both men and women are really responding to what we're talking about. That both men and women should stop playing this kind of game of supporting a false kind of femininity and a false kind of masculinity. Let men be men, let them be more tender and cultured, let women be women, let them be stronger and more aggressive. And these qualities that we've said that the male has, he's strong, he's active, he's competitive, he's aggressive. A woman is not that. If she is that, she's unfeminine. This has to go.
Just as women are suppressed and
Fair. But now, if if everything goes and you let it go, and it ends up being the case that a lot of men, due to the testosterone, the excess amount of testosterone that they have coursing through their veins, do exhibit those qualities, you got to let that go too. You can't now try to level the playing field all the time. Can't be that way. But I hear you though. Freedom for sure. Let people do what they want to do, regardless of gender, race, anything.
So eventually you find a lot of women are depressed and they aren't expressing themselves as they should or might want to. Men, conversely, men have been brought up that it is unmanly to cry, and they suppress a lot of emotional feelings. Therefore, women live longer than men do, and men have more heart attacks and so forth. It is a whole, I think we have to reevaluate the way we look at human beings in general, not just men and women, but an allowance for each human being to extend themselves to the fullest, emotionally, in their work.
Right, she says that, and that's all fucking great, right? That sounds great on paper, but women, right? I'm not gonna label it as all women. Women look upon men as weak, and they're unattracted to men who express their emotions, and who respond emotionally, or even affected by emotions in any way. I mean, I'm in a relationship with a female right now, right? This is how it works, guys. They don't want to hear about your problems. This is the reality, okay? I'm just trying to level here. In my experience, this is the case. I'm not going to blanket label all women anything, and people are different, of course. They have their own nuance. But in general, I feel broadly that men are not encouraged to express their emotions. If you do, you know, you're a pussy. And I actually feel the same way about that with men. Like, dude, boss up, man. Stop crying about shit. Like, at the end of the day, nobody's going to, you know, you can get support and sympathy and stuff, but what is that really going to do for you? If you're struggling, work harder. Work harder, produce something, become something. You might have to be down for a decade, 2 decades, who knows? But then when you're up, you're fucking up because you really built some shit. You see what I'm saying? So that's the way it should be for men. I think this idea, like what she's promoting, is false because I guarantee you, herself would probably get into a relationship with a man, and the minute he's like, oh my God, I can't, I have to work every day, I have to, you know, take care of the dog. Then she's going to be like, damn, I got to leave this man. He's a fucking pussy. I got to go cheat. DeAndre next door is way more of a man. I'm way more attracted to him. The polarity exists in the world, right? It's just, to say this is hypocritical. I hate when chicks say this stuff, man. Because you don't feel that way for real. You might think that, but you don't behave that way.
In their activities and their drives, and we'll all be healthier. All of us are going to have to do a lot of self-analysis.
This is what I discovered in my research. I found many healthy, happy couples. And the reason was that this man had some culture, and the woman had some physical abilities, and they were developing them both together. They complimented each other, they congratulated each other, they were happy for each other's achievements. 1,500, probably a series of wars where situations changed. And by that time, a philosopher came along by the name of Aristotle, who articulated this idea that the female is the weaker, the meaner, the colder, the crueler, you name all the bad adjectives, she's got them all. Sex.
Muhammad's over there nodding his approval. You agree with all those? Meaner?
No, I heard something funny one time. A fella said,
Actually, I mean, he's going to crack a joke. To be honest with you, in my experience, I feel that women are much less sympathetic. Much less. Actually, statistically, this is true. Women exhibit a higher in-group bias than men by a large degree. I think it's like 80% to, I'm not going to quote the study because I'm going to misquote it. It's going to be terrible, but you should look this up yourself and fact check me. I do feel that way. I think when a man is in a position that's unfavorable, it's like, finally, women are, you know, we're up now. You know, and then when a woman's down, it's like you got to support her. It's pretty hypocritical. With men, I feel like that in-group bias exists way less, right? And women will, because of the history, and I'm not like, you know, this probably happens with other groups too. This probably happens with colored people against white people. This probably happens with, you know, I when I was younger, I would feel that way, right? But I've matured and realized that that's not the way to look at things. And you know, white person has their own life. Right? It's not like, oh, because they, you know, their ancestors and because of slavery, all white people are super wealthy and we're all super poor. It's not how it works, right? And any like, you know, we're oppressed. Like that's not the reality, right? At the end of the day, you work hard and you make something of yourself. But I do feel like there is that element with the feminist movement. There's a misandrist element to it. It's like, you know, fuck men, and you got to watch your back, dog. Like, I'm not, you know, me personally, right? I'm worried about me. I'm worried about my family. I got to take care of, I got to set myself up to even have kids, to be able to have children and support them and shit. I'm looking out for Ravi Muley. I'm not worried about, you know, making sure that everybody has equal rights. Shit, bro. If people have equal rights, great. That's ideal. But it's not my responsibility to make it so. I don't care. But I think that statistically we've seen that women exhibit a higher in-group bias. And I think that in my experience as well, I've faced much more cruelty from women than men. And that's probably mostly because they feel slighted by men's success. It's like, you know, this is a man's world and you know, that's unfortunate that they feel that way. And that may even be the case. There may be obstacles they face that I don't, that they, you know, I'm not going to take that away from them. But you know, I'm just telling you what I've experienced.
Women, they'll just never be straight. He said, you can't, somebody said, I said, why? He said, because God made it from man's rib, and the rib is crooked, and before it straightened out, it would break.
Well, Tom, didn't Aristotle call them the passive indoor sex?
Yes, that's the whole idea, and therefore he said they're the passive sex, the male is the active sex, therefore the male belongs in the outdoor domain and the female in the inside.
I mean, that's flat out sexist, right? I don't know if I agree with that.
Right? Then Herodotus came along, who was an historian at the same time, who articulated this idea that the woman's proper place is in the home, not only proper, but exclusive.
Now, I've met and I've known girls throughout my life who have expressly stated that they hate the feminist movement and that they would much rather live easy, cushy lives and be able to depend on a man. That's something that I have heard women express. I'm not saying that I'm sure that they're a minority, right? But you know, that's still a notion that's out there.
And putting these two fellows together, we've all been in a box ever since.
Freud picked up his ideas, as Tom found out, directly from Aristotle. Women didn't have a Copernican revolution. The social sciences just...
Hey, Mike, I think every man wants his woman at home, but he wants the other ones to come out.
Pointless having Muhammad Ali on here. That was just for publicity. Anyway, that's my take on this topic. Interesting to think about. Not really material, though. Let me know what else you want me to talk about. Like, comment, subscribe. Peace.